how many port adapters, and which ones can be stacked up and actually work. Someone posted this pic on Twitter today. That won't work, right? Why, exactly? And, specifically, at which point the stack of adapters stops working?
None of them will do anything you expect. At all. The green one is a USB to PS/2 converter. It is a wire converter rather than signal converter. It will only work if the device you plug into it can detect how it is connected and speak both languages. Your USB stick will not do that, a USB mouse might. The next is a PS/2 mouse to serial converter. Again, the PS/2 device needs to understand both connections. A USB stick cannot talk through this. Next is a 9 to 25 pin serial adapter, nothing special, just more unconnected wires. No talking from USB. Next is a 25 pin gender changer, allowing the 25 pin female serial converter to plug into a 25 pin female parallel port. Neither the parallel port nor USB device will understand the meaning of whatever wires are wiggling at them, if any of them are at all. If I get bored later, I might try to chase the theoretical pin-outs, but it seems a bit pointless in all honesty. It is a useless mash of connectors that will achieve nothing.
To answer the "at what point does it stop working" part, it depends what is being converted. I personally have an old keyboard into a AT PS2 converter, which connects to a PS2 a USB converter and connects into a USB KVM. That's 2 adapters in a row, or 3 if you count the KVM. Any number of extenders or joiners would work, up to the point where losses across joints or total cable length is excessive. So 101 meter Ethernet cables and 99 RJ45 joiners might work, but that's not an adapter and is against the spirit of your question.
I believe the picture shows a general RS-232 full-size DB25 COM port, and not a parallel port. Technically, the stack-up should work with a special USB/PS/2 compatible mouse, which operates in LS-USB mode, 1.5 Mbit/s. However, the picture shows a USB stick, which can operate only at FS rates, 12 Mbit/s, and above. This setup will not work because the setup can operate only at 1.5 Mbit/s USB 1.0 rate, while the FS USB device needs serious processing of data signals at 12 Mbit/s, and needs a carefully scheduled special service from PC host, which cannot be provided by COM port. So the simple answer is, the COM port PS/2 to USB converter cannot provide the necessary communication speed nor proper USB protocol for a FS/HS memory stick. Specifically, it stops working between the stick and green USB PS/2 adapter. Addendum 1. One fundamental evidence that this setup is a joke is that neither EP or COM ports have any 5V power, which is necessary to power the USB stick. Addendum 2. Yes, this is the PC parallel port, per description of Dell 2557, and thanks to plugwash. The PP is worse, since PP does not have any UART SERDA conversion hardware, and bit banging of the port from x86 PC is clearly out of range for 12 megabits per second receiver processing, which needs 20 nanosecond sampling/reading rate.
Just to fill out some of the gaps in our answers here, since I cannot comment, I'll add in some information here. The port that this Rube Goldberg adapter is connected to is definitely an IEEE 1284 parallel port, as indicated by the burgundy coloration surrounding the 25-pin port, which fits both PC99 and PC2001 PC System Design Guide specifications. This URL. Next in the chain is a 25-pin male-to-female gender changer. While these are typically straight-through connections, application is limited when it comes to parallel applications. Typically, these were used for serial or SCSI cables. Further down the chain is a 25-pin to 9-pin RS-232 serial adapter, which have a totally different pinout, and any electrical signal from this will not be understood by the parallel port. In theory, one could write a program, assuming that one could trace all of the electrical connections, make sure the proper voltage was able to be routed, most likely by crossing some of the connections in the 25-pin MF parallel gender changer, and writing a program to reinterpret the signals the parallel control chip was receiving and transmitting, to make it work. But since USB is so ubiquitous, unless there was a very specific need for this to happen, it would be a titanic waste of time and resources.
you want to support our channel, please consider liking and subscribing.